Hi guys, it's KAISER bringing you another support tips video, like showing you some meta champions that are being played right now, like showing you how to ward, how to play support in general. At the moment, like the meta is pretty diverse. Like in previous patches, you could only play tank supports, but right now, like almost everything is meta. Like you can play mages, although mages are like the weakest class, I would say. I feel like what the strongest support in solo queue right now is Janna, because Janna got to change a bit, and it's really strong now with a certain rune, like Glacial Augment, because it scales with heal and shielding power. And since Janna gets 20% for free whenever she like slows an enemy or like immobilizes an enemy, she basically scales really well with this rune, and you can like basically perma slow people. So yeah, I like to go this specific page. Like you can go stopwatch sometimes if you play against super aggressive lanes. You can go biscuits. I wouldn't really go like futures market. I think it's fine, but cosmic insight usually, or time warp tonic against really aggressive enemies like Leona or Nautilus maybe. I mean, I usually go this. Usually, sometimes you can go like second wind against Zyra, for example. You can go bone plating against like Nautilus or something that tries to one-shot you. But yeah, usually I like to just play for scaling, play like this. And then, of course, CDR, AP, and armor. Usually summoner spells always flash, right? You could go heal, exhaust, or ignite. Usually exhaust or heal are better because you are usually not in range to ignite someone. Usually you want to play from range and play with your Q poke, W poke. Janna is not the tankiest champion, right? So if you want to flash forward and ignite, usually it means you're dying, right? Or at least you have to be really careful with that. So usually I like to just go heal or exhaust and exhaust the enemy front line that's diving my ADC. Of course, items, usually just start Spare Thieves. Going to Moonstone. I think Moonstone is really good because it scales really well with more enchantery playstyle, I guess. Like usually with the changes, usually you want to just max straight up W because straight up E, sorry, because the W doesn't really scale that well anymore. Like the CDR doesn't change, and the shielding is just way better. Janna is more like it's still aggressive as a support, but it's more enchanter focused now. Like you want to protect more than you want to like kill the enemy, right? A pretty good trick what you can do on Janna is, and what you should like focus on is not showing when you are tornadoing, because like let's say the enemy is here and you are tornadoing him. As long as you don't show, he doesn't see the tornado charging up, right? But the thing is, once you do, for example, this, and you show, he will see the tornado charging up. But like as long as you're staying in the bush, he will not know. Usually you would like to hit the wave as well, of course not taking any CS, right? But having push is always nice, and for example, being able to ward later in the game, or like not later in the game, but in the early laning phase, being able to ward this and this is just really huge, because it gives your jungle a lot of information where the enemy jungle might be. And of course, if you see them on this ward, like your top laner, your mid laner, thank you for that, because they now can play aggressive, right? What you should do as Janna as well, or let's say this target diamond is chasing me, like usually what people do is like they do this. They just tap your Q, which is fine to do, right? But what you can do, and what you usually should do, is when this Skull is chasing me, I just put my Q in the direction it's chasing me in, and then I just walk with the tornado. Basically like this, and it's chasing me, right? And the tornado is going to lock up for much longer duration, because the knock-up duration scales with the charge-up duration, right? It's usually better than just tapping Q if you're confident you're gonna hit it, right? It just takes a bit more practice, right? Because you have to predict where they're gonna chase you. But usually if you master this, it's really good to do. In mid game, usually you can just ward. For example, this ward is really good because it shows enemy jungle if he moves to his bot side camps, or it shows the enemy mid laner if he's like going back to lane. This ward is really good because, like in mid game, right? This ward is really good because usually this is pinged, especially if the enemy is behind. Like this bush will usually be pinged, but this ward actually doesn't get spotted if they don't place it like here. But usually people place it here so they see more of this, which means you have so much information. Like if enemy moves through here, or if enemy moves to the wraith camp, like you will just spot them. What you can do in early game as well, like if you're on red side, usually I like to ward over the wall so I can see the enemy support move. If you have hard push, like if the enemy is literally stuck under their tower right here, You can also just ward golem camp. It's always better to ward camps than, let's say, for example, Tribush, because if you ward camps, you will spot the jungler. Warding their camps is always gives you a lot of information about what they're gonna do, and yeah. So usually just ward camps, and yeah, that should keep you safe. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I could help you with these tips and tricks about Janna, like about the current support meta and about like some warding tips, right? If you would like me to have some guides in the future about some specific things, maybe write it in the comments below. And yeah, thank you for watching.